Welcome back into our studios for UFC Now. All right, judges in the UFC have a unique and tough job. Now, nobody really notices them until they make a mistake. and
they make many mistakes.
or a bad decision.
Thing. That's their thing.
So that is going to bring us to the top 5 of the week. That is the top 5 most surprising decisions in the UFC. Brennan, you're up first.
Top 5. We could do top 50, but number 5, Phil Davis, Machida. This is in Brazil. So I thought even if it was close, Machida was going to get the lean here. Not a chance. Phil Davis gets a huge win over Lyoto Machida. Again, my boy Machida at number 4. Now this one did go his way. Shogun Machida number 1. It was a good fight. I had Shogun winning 3-2, but they gave it to Machida. So he's been on both ends. It's just his fighting style that draws it out of people. At number 3, Leonard Garcia, Nam Pham. If you guys remember this one, it really wasn't that close. It really was a one-sided fight, and they ended up giving it to Leonard Garcia, which was crazy. And they actually ended up paying Nam Pham his winning bonus. At number 2, this one's ridiculous. The most ridiculous decision ever.
What kind of guy would put himself in his own top 5?
A guy who got screwed over by judges. Arlovsky, Brendan Schaub. I was very upset. Arlovsky actually apologized to me in the back and offered to pay me. And at number 1, I think it's on everyone's list, Ross Pearson, Diego Sanchez. This was in New Mexico. So we thought, and I called it on my show, The Fight and the Kid, that if it went to decision, it was going to Diego no matter what. But when you say that, you really don't realize that that fight was so one-sided. They couldn't give it to Diego. They ended up doing it. It's number 1.
Well, before we get to yours, though, I want to so Arlovsky offered to pay you?
Yeah, we're in the back in the locker room, and, we knew each other. We were training partners, and he gave me a big hug and just kept apologizing to me. And it was, what can I do, man? This isn't right. I said, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's the judges. It's just uneducated judges, man.
Well, talking of judges, this is why they do a hard job, because you're number 5, Phil Davis and Machida. I thought Phil Davis won that fight, so...
There you go.
There you go. It's a difficult job, but...
Let's hear your top
Shall we do
5,
my top 5, Rooney? Let's go. Well, number 5, it was a recent one, Donald Cerrone versus Benson Henderson. I thought Henderson completely outworked him the whole time.
Oh, wow.
He outstruck him from the distance. He landed shots. He landed kicks. Benson Henderson won that fight, in my opinion. But no, everybody likes the cowboy. Number 4, Lorenz Larkin versus Francis Carmont. Carmont had a very good first round. Then after that, Lorenz Larkin kind of picked him apart from the outside. He got taken down in the 3rd round and actually almost finished it with a Kimura. So again, that was a bad decision. Johnny Hendricks, GSP, this was a highly talked about fight. Johnny Hendricks probably did a little more damage. Sorry, GSP landed more shots, but Johnny Hendricks beat him around and bullied him around the octagon the entire time. And that was a very, very controversial one. And number 2, what type of guy would put themselves in their own list? Well, of course, myself. I've been on the wrong end of a few judges' decisions. Vanderlei was one, Rashad was one, but the one that really stings the most for me is the Chael Sonnen result. If I'd have won that fight, I'd have been fighting for the title, and Chael even thought that I won that fight. And at number 1, it was your number 1 as well. Ross Pearson in this fight completely dominated Diego Sanchez. Not only did he take him down, he knocked him down, he pinned him, he beat him to the punch. It was a clear victory for Ross Pearson, and Dana White even sent Ross Pearson his winner's check after that. So if that doesn't say it all, I don't know what does.
I have a new number 1.
And that's it. That's the top 5.
I got a new number 1. Sonnen Bisbing. I forgot about that. That really screwed you over, my man.
Well, I find it interesting. Both of you put yourselves in number 2, but more importantly is you both said that the person you beat came to you and said, hey, I lost that fight.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, Chael Sonnen gets a lot of flack, but he's actually a very, very nice guy. And it was in the octagon. He said to me, what do you think, Mike? Who won? I said, you know what? I said, I think I got it. He said, yeah, so do I. And I really respected him for that.
You got to respect him for that. All right, coming up next is our social media segment. Rapid fire. You guys send in your questions to us, and Brennan and Michael will get to them next. Don't go anywhere.